G'day guys, Ron here from Osborne Digital Marketing. Today I'm going to show you how to optimize your content for your target keyword. Let's jump into it. So as you can see behind me, I've got Pop, I've got Google, and I've got a spreadsheet, and I've got this content here. So what we're going to do today is, while I'm showing you how to optimize your content for your target keyword, we're going to need Pop, so Page Optimizer Pro. We're going to need an article that has been created in Article Forge. So this is raw. It hasn't had anything done to it except change to the original keyword. Now, the keyword that we're going after is, can you do your own accounting for your business? That's the keyword that we're going to utilize today. So I'm going to go ahead, show you some little tips and tricks on how you can analyze the data on what you need. And then I'll show you Pop. So how to run it through Pop, actually optimize your content. So for your target keywords, and then that way you should be able to increase those rankings on Google. So let's do that. So first things first, you've got this keyword, you want to throw it into Google. You throw it into Google and you have a look at the top results. So let's open up the top results. So a quick look at these guys. Now, I do have to give credit where credit is due, because if someone teaches me something, I'll always give them a shout out. When I was originally doing all of my I guess you would say, when I was reviewing individual competitors, I would rely heavily on the tools. Now, after seeing and chatting with Chrissy Palmer, excellent SEO dude, highly recommend him. Great bloke, like very, very nice dude. Seeing his ways and how he explained it was just marvelous. Like, what he does is he'll come in here and he'll utilize SEO Quake. I think this is a brilliant way of approaching it. So you can simply come across and you can click on the info. So we've gone to Google, we've entered our main keyword in that we're targeting, that we're optimizing our content for our target keyword. We've thrown that in there. We've gone across, opened up the tabs of the top 3 results. Now, this is not a keyword that has a lot of volume, it's just a supporting piece of content for an accounting website, okay? So that's why we still would like it to rank. Anything to do with accounting is incredibly difficult, but something that we want to optimize and create an optimized article around. So now what we've done is we've opened up those couple of tabs, simply hit on that, and this will open up the SEO Quake bar. So the SEO Quake bar, that's a free thing by SEMrush. It's a Chrome extension. Once you hit that, it'll take you across into this. Now you're going to notice internal links. That's what we want to look at. External links, not that important. Down here is the total number of words, the keyword density. So bookkeeping is mentioned, it repeats 54 times, okay? And it's mentioned, well, there's 3% density. And so it's showing up 3% of the time in the content. Every 100 words, it's mentioned 3 times. And then you've got backlinks to this page, okay? Now, the main thing that I personally focus on is just the internal links, the backlinks to the page, and the word count, because you want to determine what it is. So if we have a look at number 1, so we've got, let's just round it up, 2,000 keywords, words. So 2,000 words, okay. It was 66 internal links, I believe, and what was the external? 158, I think it was, 185. So you can just do this with any sheet that you want, okay? Any sheet that you want. But this is where you like to start, because when you are, obviously I've created that article because it would save us a lot of time, and I like to see what needs to be done. So that's that first one done. So we can get rid of that website, get rid of it. Close that down. Same thing with the second ranker. Just click on that, 222 links. What the heck? Okay, that's interesting. There you go, huh? Damn. That's insane. What is this? It must be like they must have a lot of their categories and stuff down below. So you can come down, have a quick look at the density, see what's going on, but it's pretty stock standard. 5,400. Damn. That's, wow. That's a lot. We got a lot to do here. But it's not the main that's insane. I can't. That's crazy, guys. I always like rounding up, and I always be generous. Like I'd be super generous in these scenarios. So let's close down that one. Let's close down Shopify, and let's have a look at this. So as you can see, they're not really, this keyword, whilst it has a hard keyword difficulty, it's not that difficult because it's a long tail keyword. And as you can see, what's being displayed is not exact matches to our keywords. So that's a good thing in a way. It normally indicates if you optimize your content, you get the right backlinks in a couple of months, you should be okay. So we can have a look at this guy now. So 115 internals. What is going on here? What are they putting in the water wherever these guys are creating their internal links? My goodness. Okay, so let's just say 2,000 again. 2,000 words. Internal links was 115, and the external was 45. So internal backlinks is 45. Okay, cool bananas. So there you go, guys. Now, I personally like utilizing the median. I think that's a more, as you can see, you've got an outlier here. So what's the true, like where should you be leaning? Because this is an outlier. This to me, like this is just insanity, but this is just madness. So, you know, when you're optimizing your content, you see something like this, it's like, this is a lot, but this is just, wow. So yeah, you want to have a look. You want to definitely dig deeper into that. But that's why I like the median, because you're excluding you're excluding any of the madness. So you're landing right in the middle. Okay. So you're landing more so in the middle. You're landing to where your content should be. So we need at least 115 links. We need external links that's saying 185. I hope that this has calculated this correctly. D4 to D6. Yeah, it looks like it has. Now let's try the average. So you can try average if you want. The only reason I don't like averages is because, again, unfortunately it captures all of your outliers. So statistically speaking, it gives you an inaccurate number. We only want it to be there, average, yeah, okay. So that's saying we need to have an average of one, like that's, look at that stark difference. Look at that, like drastic contrast. All right, that's why. So I personally stick with the median. Depends on whatever you want to do. Averages are okay, but at the end of the day, like if you have to bill a client, or you are an accountant as an example, whoever, you're trying to optimize your content for your target keyword, by going in here and now having to create an extra, 1,200 words, what's that costing you? How much money is that costing you? If you don't need to pay for it, don't. If you look at this and go, oh, I need to build 1,000 links, I'm not building that for this page. It's nowhere near worth that money. It's nowhere near, but it's 185. You're like, some tier 2s will throw at it. Yeah, it should be all right. So that's the whole thing. That's why I prefer the median over the average, because I just believe, statistically speaking, it might be more accurate, but I could be wrong. And if anyone out there can educate me on this stuff, more than open to it. So yeah, let me know. All right, so once we've done that, we know how long our article is here. So this is the stuff that I would be looking at. Okay, so I would be saying the article needs to be at least 2,000 words long. We're going to have 185 links coming into it, and we're going to have to do 115 links. So when you are optimizing your content for your target keyword, this is a great place to understand and see immediately what needs to be done. And it'll determine if you should actually even go ahead with working on that page or not. Because 185 links might be too many for the average person. So this is why you start here. This is immediately going to tell you if it's worth optimizing this content for your target keyword or not. So that's how you would look at it. Now we know it's like, yeah, we can do this. All right, let's crack on. So what you want to do is you can see all this content here. We've already created it. Like I said in Article Forge, I've not reviewed it, guys. So it might be a little bit messy, but so be it. So now I'm in Page Optimizer Pro. I have another video on Pop on how you can utilize it, but I'm going to walk you through basically the process. Not going to go too much into detail into it because again, that's in another video, but I'll just explain the process of optimizing your content for your target keyword. Now you have two options. You can set it up with, your custom, or you can set it up with your, it's just all done for you basically. So personally, allows you to have complete control. You can pick who you want, which is excellent. I would suggest utilizing this. So if you're doing anything where there's like those listicle type posts, so, like if there's a Yelp or a directory site, appearing in your SERP, so the target keyword that you're going after has a directory, you don't want that going into your pop analysis. It'll hurt you more than it'll help you. So let's do custom setup. All right, let's grab that. Where is it? Where's our wonderful keyword? There we go. Can you do your own accounting? Yep. So hit next. English, location. So we can change this to wherever we want. We want to stick with the states. Analyze the NLP, so the natural language processes by Google. So you have 60 credits there. Eat analysis, so that's where you're going to look at your competitors' sites. So it'll also analyze them to see how strong our signals are compared to those. So checkboxes if you already have your own list of competitors. Nope, we don't. So let's crack on. So now what it's going to do, it's going to go through and actually have a look at all of the competitors. It's going to look at everything, and it came back quickly, but normally it takes a couple of minutes. When that process comes up, I'll jump off and I'll come back. So I want to choose my own competitors, or I want Pop to choose my competitors for me. So you click on next, and now what will happen is you'll be displayed the SERP all the way down. Well, it's normally to 20-ish, but you can have a look. So small business basics, yep. Does every small business need accountant? Yep. Should do your own accounting. Yeah, there we go. So all of this you can have a look at with pictures, it reckons, huh? So yeah, you can actually go through and have a look at stuff you want. I don't want the picture one because perhaps it's more so about pictures. Now you can click this, open the tab, and go and actually have a look at it, right? So you can actually have a look at it so you can determine if it's a competitor that you want to analyze or not. So, of course, it's slowing our computer down. Thanks, Wiki. All right, so use selected competitors. So we'll just go with what I've selected. Let's do this, hit next. Now this will take a couple of minutes, guys, so I'll jump back. All right, guys, and we're back. So let's have a look at this bad boy. So right now, this is loaded up our main competitors. We want to have a look at the main guys. As you can see, it's everyone that we clicked on. But you can enter as many as you want. Now, if you, I believe or from memory, it's been a while since I've used the basic setup. But if you click the Pro, I don't think you have this option. Okay, so I have not built this page yet. So as an example, thank you for having that all ready to go for me. As an example, if you have the page, so let's just say you have created a piece of content, you are trying to learn how to optimize content for a target keyword. This here, you can just simply import the thread, the extension of your URL, place that in here, and this will pick it up, and then it'll go through and actually you can look at your page and how it could be structured. You can do it that way, but honestly, I prefer doing it this way, even if I have a page. So I haven't built this page yet. Next. And because we have all of our content in literally as docs, and we go through and edit everything as it is. So I find that's a lot easier to do than playing around with websites, guys. All right, so now add missing variations or remove things. So this is where you can add and subtract. So you want to have a look at any words that don't actually belong. So perhaps there might be any brand names in there. You know, like maybe you could write IRS if that's not in there. That's something that could be added. Now you can also tick this and this will run the report without any variations, which I don't recommend. You let pop do its thing. Okay, let's have a look. So LSIs. So latently, what is it? Latently semantic index. Latent semantic index. Wow. Gotta stop doing these late night videos, eh? Latent semantic index. Wait. Oh yeah, here it is. Latent semantic index. Okay, there we go. So essentially what that terminology means is anything that's similar. So right now we're talking about, can a small business owner personally do its own accounting as an example. Now, what other words would go into an accounting? So if you were thinking about an accountant, what else would other possible keywords or phrases pop up? There'd be bookkeeping, there'd be IRS, there'd be the auditing, there would be perhaps like financial statements. These are all different terminologies that could be utilized when an accountant is referenced, talked about. If you're talking about your accountant with someone else, you're not just going to say my accountant was a nightmare and not follow that up with anything. My accountant is a nightmare because he cooked my books. You know, now I have the IRS chasing me down. So that's related to the topic of accountant. So that's what an LSI is. Now you want to check in here that there's no brand names or digital. Ooh, I don't know if that's going to be very relevant. Could be like digital records or something literally like it is there. So I might leave it. But like, let's say I'm amazed that it hasn't got Shopify in here in all honesty, because that other big article was a Shopify. So just be careful when you are doing this that you don't pull in randomness. This is where you can have some random stuff going on. Real random stuff going on. So just check that out when you're doing this. So I'm going to leave this to compile the report and I'll jump back later. All right, so that report is now done. So all you'll need to do is click on report. Now you can edit this in the actual Google Doc if you want with the Chrome extension. I show you how to do all of that in the other video. It'll be linked down below, wherever it is, whenever Google changes its stuff around in YouTube, but it'll be linked somewhere. You can go away and watch that. It's literally bookmarked. I'm not going to show that now. What I am going to show you is just basically I'm going to cover this report just quickly in its entirety so you know how to optimize your content for your target keyword using POP. Okay, so as you can see, summary. Okay, current words, zilch, nada, because we don't have anything in there. Target, 2,300 words. So not far off what originally, I had estimated. Increase your word count by that. So use around 5-page sections. So that's where your H1s, 2, 3s. Now this is where it's pretty cool. So this is your optimized score. Now this is more so the content brief. The optimized score that you probably want to look at is this one in here in your to-do list. Now in the to-do list, you're going to see all of this stuff laid out here. Okay, eat well, that's awesome. And that got done really quick. Normally that takes like a long time, like 20 minutes. So you've got your strategy here, all competitors. You can adjust things here. You can do custom. Now your approach, you can do regular, conservative, aggressive, hyper aggressive. Okay, so this is entirely up to you. If you wanted to go after it more, let's see what happens. So hyper aggressive is an approach often last resort when there is nothing left to do, nothing left to lose. All right. So yeah, you can honestly, regular, conservative, aggressive is completely fine. It's entirely up to you how you approach it. Like that comical thing said over there, if you are perhaps in a more competitive game, that's probably how I would set it, hyper aggressive. Why not? So you can click on the dashboard and you can see what the minimum amount of words is that you should have. So as you can see here, here's your LSIs, okay? And here's the max keyword that you should have. Perfect target sits around here. Now compare the data. So this is where you're just looking at stuff that you have going on. So what you've placed in and what's missing out. LSI variations, so exactly same thing. So you can see business. So we're going to have to mention business a lot of times, like a lot of times. Okay. All right. So as you can see, this target is going to be 65 and 0, and that's going to show you in the content editing report. Now, as you'll see here, same thing, guys, like same thing. So the page structure. Okay. How many H1s we should have? Highest is 2, but lowest is zilch. So we've got to have at least 1. Okay. Average there. How many H2s should we have? Well, we should have between 7 to 10. How many H3s? We should have at least 10, but no more than 34. An average would be 7 or 18, technically. H4s, don't really need it. As you can see down here, anchor text. How much anchor text do we need to have? Like I was saying, those internal links. How many images do we need to have? How many image alts do we need to have? How many bold tags do we need to have in total? How many italics? How many videos should we have? Now, this is something to note. I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing to place a YouTube video in there because it just helps with user engagement. Can help with ranking. It can. I've ranked some websites as tests without that are in quite competitive keywords with videos alone and doing some tricks with videos. Side note, let's just check that out actually. So let's see how that is going. Local SEO 2022. So this is one of them, but I don't know where I am right now. No, I've dropped down a bit. Okay, so yeah, like I was number 1 for this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've dropped down to position 6. I'm getting beaten by the big boys. So yeah, that's something that can be done. So you can actually, really boost pages with content videos structured around whatever you're going after. So lists, how many lists? So we should definitely have a list in here. Tables, 0, iframes. Saying that we should have an iframe as well. So as you can see, this page structure. This is really, really good. If you really want to get into the weeds of how to optimize your content for your target keyword, have a look at this. Now, you probably should have a look here before you actually go away and start structuring the content, because you know that you need at least 7 H2s. Schema, you can have a look at the schema that we need to have. We don't have any schema on the SBA Gov. That is interesting. That's very interesting. Okay. Okay, that's obviously not my site, guys. I'm using this as a donor so I can go in and do the report. But yeah, like anyone that doesn't know this is the US Small Business Association .gov site. So yeah, that's crazy. Now the EAT, okay? So this is pretty cool because it'll tell you what you actually need, all right? What should be presented on your page when we look at your top competitors, okay? So my page, as an example, nothing found. Look at my competitors. So as you can see, social media links, privacy policies, Twitter card, all of this, guys, all of this. This is what the EAT's looking at because this is what Google looks at. Now, this is a new thing that's happening on Page Optimizer Pro. This is the entities. Now, this isn't on your actual report that we're going to look at. So when we are optimizing the content for your target keyword, you're not going to see the entities pop up on the side. You're going to see the relevant LSIs and the terms that need to be utilized. You're not going to see these. So if you do want to sprinkle the entities throughout, like a little bit of Salt Babe, then you've got to go in here and actually have a look at it. I have another video on entity mapping. I personally think using Chrissy Palmer's tool is better. Like, yeah, it's good. It's good, but I've just been using Chris's tool, and I've liked the results of using Pop, then using his tool, and it really complements one another. So I've got a video on that. You can go away and watch that one as well. But you can have a look over here. Like if you only have Page Optimizer Pro, you can come over here and have a look at everything that you probably should be entering. If you see anything that's mentioned at least twice, yeah, that's probably worth implementing. And progress notes. So this is just, a little bit of nonsense on how you're going with everything. So Now let's go back to the content brief. Now from here, you can hit the content editor. So this will take us into the actual content. Now what we'll need to do is we'll need to grab our content, Control A, copy this bad boy. I'm gonna have to paste this in here. Keep formatting. We don't want to lose all of our H1s. Okay. Now this is going to run the report on what we needed to do versus what we've got. So as you can see here, here's the optimization score for the content brief, of course. That's at 27.2. Okay. So now what you can do is we can start to go through the report. So page title, obviously that's on your SERP, like that's going to be in your plugin, whatever you're utilizing. If you're utilizing Rank Math, you're going to place in, can you do your own accounting for your business in there? Same with the, so with the title, with the meta, you're obviously not doing that here. All right, so you can tick complete, but you can leave it. Subheadings are what you influence. So all of this here, guys, all of this here. So as you can see, you've got the subheadings right here, okay? So important terms, as an example, so business needs to be mentioned. Here's the target range. This is what we're looking at. 3 to 6 times. We've mentioned it 4 times. Go article forge. Yeehaw. So, but account, small business is mentioned too many times. So we're going to have to get rid of that. Accountant isn't mentioned. Small businesses isn't mentioned. Accountants, spot on. CPA, tax, software, overview, digital, financial. Okay, so now what I would suggest that you do when you are looking to optimize your content for your target keyword, start with the headings. Clean that stuff up. So let's do that right now. Let's see how many headings we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now, if you ever want more, throw in some FAQs, guys. You can do that type of stuff. That'll boost out your H2s and your H3s. So you can always throw in some more. But like I said, guys, this is just an article forge article. So it's nothing special. It's 2 of them combined. So that's why we have the how many words is this? This is 2,000. They do not do 2,300 word articles. You have to combine them. That's why that's so big. So let's scroll down. Let's do this. So now where it says, so yeah, search engine title, page title. That's this page title. So as you can see, that's must use users. So you can extend it on and you could add in, amazing bookkeeping skills for non-accountants. You could try that. I think this is a long enough title. I don't think you need to do too much to it. If you keep adding to it, it's going to look ugly and gross. Do you need to sit in here and go and make these greens? No, but if you can, like let's say that this was just a very short couple of keywords in there, definitely you can go in there and add this stuff as, essentially conversion optimization to help get that click to your page. So let's go through the subheading. So small business, we need to cut that down. Okay. So reasons to manage your accounting. So let's get rid of small business accounting. We probably want to have that up the top because that's the first one. So let's scroll down and try and find it elsewhere where we can understanding your company, your small businesses finances. There we go. Happy days. Now, guys, I am just trying to crack through this. I am not trying to make this beautified. This is not the final thing that will be going across to a client. I am just showing you how you would do it. So this video is like, already 30 minutes long. So I'm trying to make it just how you can go about it. Now, once I've done that, I can hit the check your work and you can see it turns green. Okay, discuss accounting with other small business owners. Okay, so discuss accounting with other small, discuss here, use the best business accounting software as your digital, here we go, as your digital CPA. So digital CPA. Okay, boom. That's how you do it. Like honestly, it's like that. It's thinking creatively. It's going in here being like tax, discuss accounting and tax, accounting and tax with. Let me clean this up. Sorry guys, there's a massive microphone in front, so it's can get a little bit messy from time to time. But as you can see, discuss accounting and tax. So, okay, pick it up. Yeah, there we go. It's one. Overview, use the best accounting software. Yep. Ask for help from accountants. Accountants, was that? Was flag? Oh no, it's picked it up. Accountants when required. When required. Ask for help. Ask about tax. Ask accountants tax questions when required. Tax questions when required. There we go. There's another tax. This will turn green now. Come on. Bing. Green. Beautiful. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to get as many of these as green as absolutely possible, because this is how we optimize our content for our target keyword. So go through account, ask account tax questions when required. So you have to work within the guys that you've been given, but the guys, I'm sorry, it's late here, so I apologize if I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent. Accountant, okay, ask accountants, tax, ask your accountant. If we draw, no, there's only one accountant. Use the best accounting software. Discuss accounting and tax with your other small business owners to avoid financial pain. There we go. Yeah, that's actually a good one, maybe. To avoid financial pain. For an overview of your finance. Discuss accounting and tax with other small business owners to avoid financial pain. Yeah, let's try that one. Like, it works. It definitely works. Now, we started with, what was it? It was 27. Now we're up to 36. Okay, so that's why it's very, very important to go through and try and do this as best as you can. Interest on a loan to buy a passenger vehicle. Okay, expenses related to understanding business expenses to save on an account that your accountant knows, that all accountants understand. No, understand business expenses. Accountant. Guys, this is optimizing content. This is literally how it is. It's just there's normally not a camera here. So you got to sit here, be creative. Be like, okay, how could I, not devalue the actual content, but how do I optimize it as well? Because as you can see, the score's going up, which means the higher the score, the more likely that is it's going to sit up the top. So, accountants. Okay, so understand business expenses like an accountant. Yeah, that works. Okay, account. Expenses related to the business use of a vehicle. Track your accounts. Like, track your account, track your business account, because account is mentioned. It needs to be mentioned at least once so we can get away with it. Bang, yes. Now, overview is the only thing. Expenses related to an overview of business expenses and expenses. An overview. An overview to understand. An overview to understand small business finances. Bing. That's it, guys. Literally, this is how you go about, this is how to optimize content for your target keyword. As you can see, all of our subheadings now, smicko, good to go. Okay, headings completed. Now we can start to move into the body of the content, which is down here. So as you can see, awesome, business is already taken care of. Accounting, we've got to sprinkle in there up to at least 11 times, so 6 more times. We have to mention small a couple of times, small businesses. Oh, it's almost over optimized. Account, small business accounting, spot on. Bookkeeping. So, all right, let's do this. Let's do this. Accounts, CPA. So we can add like if there's any overflow. So yeah, the reason. So this is where you would go through. Actually, I might not do this because you are going to understand, and I don't want this video to be too long. So let me just quickly show you. Let me quickly show you what you would do. So, as an example, I'm going to show you. I want to add accounting in here a couple more times so it gets up to green. So right now we're at 36.1 because we just increased all of the subheadings. Now, a couple of things, you will have the NLP terms. Sometimes you'll see here, it'll say NLP. Now, obviously, I don't have that on here, so there's obviously not that much of a concern for this report. Normally, you will have it, though. If it's a more competitive thing that you're trying to optimize, it will display that over there. So the NLP words, just FYI, make sure you sprinkle them throughout the content. However, if it's just nonsensical, like I'm talking some weird stuff you'll see in there. Like if you're talking about, I was doing something the other day and it was like on, I think it was like on a gym boxing or something like that. And there was like, link to your social media to avoid punches. It's like, what? How is that how is that an NLP term? So you're going to get some weird and wacky things pulled in by the tool. Now it's entirely up to you how you go about utilizing that. So now what I need to do as an example, I need to go through and try and find locations where I can start sprinkling in accounting. I'm a small business. You need to know how to manage your accounting. Not only is this information useful in planning and budgeting, but it also helps determine the value of your business. Interest as part of the decisions. A small business accounting answers many questions for you. That's like, and you could always, and that's why accounting. Oh no, get out of here. Copy. All right, you don't want to play. There we go. Accounting is extremely important for and then you want to go through for your own bookkeeping. Two birds with one stone. So that's how you go about it. Like you can literally, like it's not necessarily perfect. If you were to sit here and read this, it might sound a little bit off, but I must inform you, and you must answer this question truthfully. Who reads content? Not a lot of people, especially if you're local. Now, as an example, the purpose of this content is not to have all of these people on this person's website going through reading their blog. No, this is a supporting piece of content. Supporting. So always keep in mind, whenever you're optimizing content to your target keyword, understand what the purpose of the content is, because in this scenario, that's okay for us. But if this was a piece of content that needed to be extremely well written, you would need to think of something a little bit more creative than what I've done there. But that is one way on how you can optimize it. So now you'll notice that this will go up to 8 and this will go up to, I think it will be 10 now. What is it? 6. So now, yeah, now we only need it 5 more times. So you can go through and sprinkle it. Now, once you've done that, it'll be the same thing. So you can scroll, you can go check your work, saved, okay, saved. So over here, you'll see the saved down the bottom here. Click that, make sure you've refreshed that a couple of times. It must do it automatically. I actually did not notice that. It saves it automatically when you hit check your work. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm always, I guess when you leave it there for a minute, it like if I change something, let me just check this. Hey, yeah, it does. So I can just hit save. So you can just hit save once you're done working on it, basically. So that's really, really cool. And then once you've started going through all of that, you can rerun everything to analyze that, especially once you launch the page, because you might have missed something. So it's vitally important that you go through, copy this out. So whenever you are optimizing your content for your target keyword, utilize Pop. I think it's a great tool. Some people use Surfer. I tried Surfer. I thought it was ludicrously expensive. I've had better results with Pop for the price that it is. It's a couple $100 a year compared to whatever Surfer is. It's a couple $100 a month. No. It was just nowhere near as sophisticated as this tool as what you get for it. So I really think if you are going to go through and actually optimize content, utilize Pop. You can utilize something like Phrase. I do have another video on it. We do occasionally use it in my agency now, but we are actually finding that we're getting better results with with good old Pop. So we tend to stick with what's working. We go with the flavor of the month. If one month we find out that Pop isn't doing so well and Phrase articles start picking up again, we go back to Phrase. So that's how we generally work, because I think that it's good to be flexible in that scenario. But I don't think it's a smart choice to pay a lot of money for Surfer, because it is quite expensive and you have everything you need right here. So I've hoped that I've answered the question of how to optimize your content for your target keyword. All you would do from here is just copy this out, paste it in your thing, turn all of this to green, try not to over optimize it. That is, you don't want to have this in the red. As many greens here as possible will jack this number up higher. So as you could see, this only went up 0.2 because of those couple of keywords that we entered. Okay, as you get higher and higher and higher, that's better. Does it need to be 100? Absolutely not. Will you get it to 100? It's quite difficult doing that. It's very difficult. It will not be readable content in most circumstances. Okay, so you want to have a good look at that. Ensure that this is as best as you possibly can. That's how you optimize on-page content. That is how you hit it for your target keyword. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe, and I'll see you around. Cheers.